Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Elegant Magicks, a good society tale of incantations and infatuations in Bexley under Mount Whitebridge. Welcome back, everybody. We're in Hot Springs episodes. Woohoo! Part dos. Very excited. We're gonna have some ridiculousness tonight. I can feel it. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you are live with us on Twitch and in chat, hello, welcome. Please send along your ridiculous thoughts about our ridiculousness live and up to date. You know, maybe buy monologues or extra tokens, not that they need them, but participate in chat. If you are catching us on VOD or on the YouTubes, thank you as well for watching our content. There's a lot of it. Definitely check out our VODs and all of our shenanigans on YouTube. Again, tons and tons and tons of content. Let's see. Channel-wise, I think we are kind of back to normal. I believe we will be back for Neon Souls tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Val runs that shindig. I'll let them talk about that. But yeah, other than that, I will remind you yet again that we have lovely, lovely bits of merch up in the merch store. Lovely things like Buy, Fly, and Ready to Die on this lovely mug, for example, on t-shirts, tank tops, other ridiculous things that we have said on the channel, like Roll for Smut and We Need Sleep, all that fun stuff, available for you to wear in some capacity on your body. It's great times. Definitely check it out. I'm drinking white wine from it. That's how much I love these folks. Yeah. Otherwise, let's get into it, because no break, y'all. If you need to break, go for it. Do what you need to do. We're not taking a break. We're going straight through. So let's get to it. I'm gonna have my amazing cast introduce themselves. Tell us who you are. Tell us where we can find you on the internets, and tell us who you're playing tonight. Let's start with Val.
Hello, everybody. I'm Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays, playing and running games. Like Sid said, I run Neon Souls tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, so come hang out with us there. One scheduling note that came up, we will have to, I think I mentioned this when we did our Session 0, we're going to have to postpone our Session 1 of Saturday Night's Mistborn, which was supposed to be this Saturday, to 2 Saturdays from now. Because I want everybody there for that game, so stick with us. We will be starting that very soon. And tonight I will be playing Layrd Avalon Cross, who is the socialite, and their desire is to drive the family that looks down on them to self-destruction and ruin.
Hell yeah. Savvy.
That's me. Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where my streaming schedule is pinned to the top of my page. Just like Val, you can find me here Thursday through Sundays, playing in some games like this one, or running other ones, like the show we have on Sunday. It's called Thursday's Children. We play Vaesen, which is a Nordic horror-inspired role-playing game, and it's really, really fun. We play that Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then you can also catch me Sunday nights at 8:30 Eastern on twitch.tv/LBHack'emUp playing Dungeons and Dragons. Today I'm playing Jessamine Booker, aka Jessamine Blackwood, whose desire is to restore her family name and resume her place in society.
Heck yes. RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJ22 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream video games with my friends. It's been World War Z mostly, and you can catch me screaming like Mario dying in a video game as some dude pounces on me. It's great. Catch me on Mondays over at the Indoor Adventures, where we do a homebrew campaign. I'm here Thursdays, of course, for Elegant Magicks. Saturdays concurrently, where I'm also in Mistborn and in Star Power. And finally, Sundays in the AM over at the Hype Goblins channel, where we play D&D 5e.
And last but not least, Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy on the internets, mostly here on this channel, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. And for tonight's game, I'm playing Mr. Bernard Sinclair, who's the new arrival with the desire to enter into a marriage with someone who truly loves you without revealing your hidden wealth, but kind of blew that out of the water last time. So, I think now he's just hoping that at least one of these people will marry him. We'll see how that goes.
We might chat about changing a desire too. Just saying. And hey, I facilitate the shindig. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid, and on this lovely channel a couple days a week, either running, again being a very, very broad term, this game, or playing some lovely other ones. I have a new game coming up for short run. I'm gonna be playing Flames of Freedom over on Infinite RP. We have a session 0 coming up this Monday. Very excited about that. More details to come, but it should be a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah. But enough of all of that. We're just going to jump on in. I have a truncated recap of last time. So, music change. Last time on Elegant Magicks, our major characters got settled into Bernie's holiday home next to the Truth or Consequences hot spring. They got to know Bernie's childhood friend and purported arranged fiance, Ms. Miranda Graves, the Southern Chestnut Centaur, say that shit 5 times fast, who is not afraid to ask deeply personal questions on the quest to figure out what in the hells is happening over this weekend. She gets into it and gets sort of the skinny on what in the world is going on with all our major characters. She also reveals the little tidbit about the hot spring that Bernie had neglected to let everyone know. The magical nature of the hot spring is that it compels you to tell the truth within its waters. One may attempt to lie, but to do so is both extremely difficult and may result in, well, consequences. The group sort of digested that for a little bit. Jarvis, out and about, also discovered a brochure of amenities that we all came up with on the spot, which was lots of fun for the spa, sort of treatments, including Lamium sewers, living mud baths, memento mimosas, lovely drinks that let you relive cherished past memories, glamour peels, which a lot of folks indulged in, made you look absolutely fantastically gorgeous for 24 hours. And, just mani-pedis, which are always great. The group had a hearty meal of hamburgers after Bernie and Miranda explained what the hell a hamburger was, and while all of us remembered what sandwiches were. And I had to, I'm sorry. We got a better picture of Jarvis and Jacqueline's previous relationship. They had secretly courted for a long while, as Jarvis was concerned for Jacqueline's honor, but he did think her lost when she went to prison, and surprised, she is not. The group walked off their very heavy dinner with a stroll through the town with a nightly festival going on. They enjoyed some games, some food, and Jarvis ran into his cousin, Saoirse Hawke, and discovered that there's a big family Hawke gathering coming up, which potentially involved, quote, a change of patron. Jarvis dives deeper into some of the family secrets and lets the group know that he is worried that his family is somehow not only involved with these rumors of anti-magic being studied at the college, but that both the college and his family may be conspiring to use Jacqueline's magic to take magic from their enemies and claim power. That was big old red yarn, like, bulletin board thing, which was very terrifying. So the group retired for the evening, woke up early, had a full day of fun spa treatments, got themselves very relaxed, indulged in more gossip about each other, and then met a very, very bored Gorgon named Hilda, who gave them the full rundown of everything that they may incur if they were to fuck around and find out at the hot spring. and they made their way to their private chambers for a nice soak. And I believe that's where we left off. So, you are brought around to your private spa chamber. Hilda had some people bring you anything you desire. I believe you still have someone who's following Avalon around that they are calling Jimothy, but is not actually named Jimothy, but they're not going to correct them. Other than that, it's just your group. And what would you like to do?
Now, Avalon, I know you were concerned about privacy earlier. Are you gonna have Jimothy over here join us in the waters, or are you gonna ask them to
My name is Aaron.
Aaron?
Oh,
Sorry.
Jimothy, I thought you were here. No, you're dismissed.
Thank you, my lad. Enjoy your time. Bye-bye.
Can I tip Aaron?
I was about
Yeah.
to tip her too.
Yeah.
All of us tip Aaron. for
All
putting
of
up with
us
that.
tip Aaron on her way out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Oh,
No, thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Goodbye. Should I leave? I'll leave the drink for you, my lad. It's right there.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. They thankfully and surprised with their new largesse leave their room. Miranda just strips down and starts to settle into the lovely, steamy hot spring, as we may have mentioned. Yes.
I have a question about Miranda.
Yes.
She wear pants?
She does not wear pants. She does wear voluminous skirts
Nice.
that do go over, across. They don't drag the ground. They're kind of interestingly cut so that they will hit around her ankles of her forelegs.
Across
and also
all
cover
four legs or just the
yes.
back two?
So yeah,
I had
so
to
it
know.
does. Yeah, so it actually does start around her waist, but they are very precisely cut so that it covers all around her back, all the way down to her back legs around the ankles, and then also is cut a little shorter in the front, but still covers the ankles.
That's amazing.
Questions about centaurs answered.
Yes.
How do
absolutely.
centaur wear pants?
How does centaur wear pants? Now you know. You're welcome, internet. I got your back. Which again, she strips out of very quickly, without any sort of, propriety or anything else. Seems very confident in herself, and just sort of trots into. I hate to just describe everything that she does with like horse descriptors, but yes, she trots down into the hot spring and just sort of leans back again with the ubiquitous steamy fog to make sure that we keep our PG-13 rating, and
Yeah, I think as soon as Jimothy leaves, Bernie is also just clothes off, but before going in is like, Miranda, do you want a drink? And is like prepping the beverages that we've been provided with.
oh yeah, I'd love one, thanks.
And the rest of you just, fully naked preparing beverages for people.
It's
So yeah, at
normal
least
in
by being-
America.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you've got the parts where people are still a bit puritanical in their way of thinking, but Miranda and I, we're not from those parts. I mean, you all are welcome to whatever level of comfort is comfortable for you, but no one else should be entering this area unless we call for some assistance.
All right.
I will be perfectly honest. I will not judge any of you all in your nakedness whatsoever. And I've seen Bernard naked a number of times since growing up, so really doesn't matter to me. Huh. She, as soon as like that statement comes out of her mouth, she just smiles really brightly and settles further back into the hot spring.
Great. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Jarvis says he begins to disrobe.
What don't you like?
No, I've seen that devious smile before on different people, and it usually spells trouble.
No, it's just I'm not trying to be overtly honest. I'm just telling the truth, and it feels nice. Yeah. It's very relaxing. Huh.
Right. There is a towel wrapped around his waist as he settles down into the water.
Jessamine nude.
Avalon goes behind like a privacy screen and disrobes like clothes over doesn't want any of their clothes getting wrinkled. Comes out
the steam would unwrinkle them, honestly. So I mean,
comes out inexplicably in a silk robe.
Were you hiding that somewhere?
Well, you never know. I mean,
No, I think you do.
Do you have a pocket dimension somewhere in your clothing?
do you not?
No, that's very smart.
I should,
Right.
actually.
Carry anything you need. Sits down at the edge with her feet hanging in.
It would make frisk searches a lot easier for me.
Do you get frisk searched often,
I was
Jarvis?
going to ask the same thing.
There's a smile on his face. And a wink.
I was going to ask very specifically. So Jarvis, other than Miranda, is officially the only person fully inside of the hot spring right now. I have to ask about those two statements that you've made. It would make frisking a lot easier. Is that vaguely true to Jarvis?
It's truthful.
It's truthful?
I imagine there are some situations where, like, he'd have to steal something and then, you know, get called out, patted down, but he's hidden it somewhere on his persons.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as he says that statement, Jarvis just feels this like wave of just relaxation.
Oh, I see what you mean now.
Right? Yeah, it's real
Oh.
nice.
Why is this a function?
Well, I don't know, but it's pretty great.
I imagine it's partially because the whole town is near a nexus of ley lines, and with the hot springs, that's just how the magic happened to manifest.
Yes, but is it sort of like that whole the truth will free you from your burdens sort of deal?
That is going to take a far more rigorous arcane scholars than I think any of us here are to sort that out. So I say we just enjoy the effects.
Well, you have two people who used to work at the Mage College.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you rather spend your time trying to figure out why the magic is doing what it does and making you feel that way, or would you rather just enjoy it for now?
I actually find it quite fascinating.
Yeah, it's the first one, really.
Is that true? Again, y'all let me know when people actually get into the spring, but Jarvis, is that
I'm
is
in.
that true?
Yeah.
You're in? You're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured
And
Jarvis
naked.
and Jess are like fucking nerds.
Nerds.
To be fair.
Nerds.
Yeah.
All right, at this
Bernie-
point then. Oh, Bernie.
Just
Is Bernie
Ber-
still out?
He's as soon as he finishes preparing drinks for everyone and passing them around, he'll enter. But we also, what is Jacqueline up to?
Jacqueline was sort of off to the side, sort of scoping everything out at first. She's really just waiting for everyone else to get in and make sure no one explodes, I think, before she actually gets inside. But she just decided to go further back once Avalon went away from like the privacy screen. She went into the back to disrobe kind of slowly. She hasn't entered yet.
Avalon's also waiting to see if anyone spontaneously combusts.
Come on, Jack. Don't be a coward.
Sort of pokes her head around. I am not a coward.
Half the folks in this water already know what you look like nude anyway.
We are identical twins, but we are not the same person. She scowls. She goes back behind the privacy screen.
Flush on the face and not from the water.
Regally, Jacqueline comes out from behind the screen, just head held high, nose in the air, completely nude, and just struts over to the hot spring and sits and settles in next to Jarvis.
Really too bad the water doesn't compel you to take dares.
I mean, I could write up a contract real quick.
You know, everyone just drink up, and I'm sure we'll be feeling daring soon enough.
I wonder if the effects of the water last outside of the springs, if I were to fill up one of these cups with it.
Might be the magic of the ley lines underneath the water causes the water itself to be magical. Once you remove it, gone.
That's
But a good
generally
theory.
how it works.
You would need a sufficient quantity to be mostly submerged, and you know, I don't think drinking the water causes the same effects.
That was my next question.
It would just taste of sulfur, I would imagine. Ugh.
I just splash someone's face and ask them a question.
Let's try it. I splash Avalon in the face.
Ah, yes, the scientific method. I love it.
Are you compelled to speak truth now, Avalon?
How would I know?
What do you think of your mother?
Oh, like
I
they've
just-
ever lied about that.
I despise the woman.
Does Avalon despise the woman?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Even just with their feet dunked in, nothing else, but touching the water at its source, they feel a wave of relaxation.
Tingly.
Well, that was fun. For me.
Thank you. So who's going to try lying first?
You
feel like we
scared the
should wait.
GM away.
We should wait for Sid to come back with her answer.
Hear you, don't worry. I just had to scare a cat away is actually
Yeah.
what had to happen. So,
But,
no, I can hear you. Go ahead.
What were the list of repercussions again?
no, too long and
I believe
boring to
Avalon
remember.
did get a printed list, or at least they had
Yes.
requested it.
One of them was combustion, I believe. I think one of them was exploding.
Avalon, did you take a copy?
Yes, Avalon took
Do-
a copy of the contract. So Avalon gets up out of the springs, walks over, pulls out from their breast pocket the contract, and reads over the list again for the highlights.
Yes, so the inherent risks were magical accidents, injury, illness, and even death. And then all risk of injuries, including but not limited to explosions, eviscerations, lacerations, spontaneous taxations, uncontrollable fits of merriment, and any and all other such risks being known and appreciated.
Spontaneous taxations. Does that mean some god is going to come in here and ask us to pay a fee if we lie?
possible, but
Oh, would that, like, magically speaking, mean if we attempted to lie, and we went home and we found that lots of our funds had just evaporated somehow.
Or does it mean it taxes us magically where it takes something from us? Jarvis swims away from the group.
Interesting.
Well,
All right. Avalon, please do not write on my epitaph. I know you have nothing good to say.
Oh, you'll lie?
What?
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna try to say?
I am a 6-foot-tall purple hippopotamus.
Okay. How tall is Jarvis in actuality?
He's like 5'11".
Okay. He gets to I am and it becomes very difficult to speak. He may attempt to push through this, and I will say that you could attempt to do so using a magic token.
Nope, because Jarvis knows what this is like because of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
He stops and puts his hands on his hips. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Coward.
You know that thing? Well, they know now, so does that still affect me?
I don't know.
Way back when, Jarvis had promised Jessamine with a pact that he would not say that she was a Blackwood.
I suppose I can absolve you of that.
I believe she actually did specify unless she stated otherwise. I believe that was stated. I'm almost certain that that was stated. So I would say that her staying in herself would absolve him of that.
It's like when I made that deal with you. It just doesn't feel right at all.
Right, the blood pact.
Yes. It felt like something was choking me. If I tried to push through that, I feel like I would explode.
You made a blood pact with Jess?
To not reveal her identity to anyone.
I don't think that's the first one we've made.
No. No.
What other blood pacts have you made?
I think I took some of her research for a week so she could go vacation somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and you needed a blood pact for that?
I had to do it right.
It was very important research.
Which I deleted.
You deleted her research. Why?
I got it back.
I have missed a lot, haven't I?
And this is why we make blood pacts. Anyway, I made him promise not to tell any of you who I was.
Makes sense.
Understandable.
So there's some sort of blood pact on these waters then?
I wouldn't say that. It's more of a, I guess, compulsion, really.
Probably a similar geas, but not a blood pact per se.
We didn't sign anything. At least I don't think we did.
I mean, we signed the waivers,
We
but
signed the
there's
waiver.
nothing about that
That's smart. I'm taking
Well,
that.
grab the contract and flip through it. Now, there's nothing in here about, signing the waiver causes the magic to take effect.
Would be a curse.
That's the damn curse I've heard of.
Is Bernard in the water?
Oh, yeah.
Who's your favorite right now? Deflecting.
Bernard, takes his drink and will very, isn't just going to drink for like a full minute, but is clearly taking some time to think about it.
You're terrible.
Learn from the best. Wink.
We've been thinking about this since yesterday.
Favorite in what way?
Does pretending you don't know what a question means count as lying?
It's a form of redirection. It's not technically lying.
Bernie,
just-
you didn't feel compelled to not state the sentence, but in stating that, you do feel very uncomfortable. You're not sure if it's because of the spring or just the nature of the question, but you do feel very uncomfortable.
Romantic
That's-
capacity.
Well,
Between the three of us, who has the better ass?
I mean, the only one I can see right now is Jess's, so.
Point for me.
Fair play, fair play.
But even just trying to reframe the question didn't feel great.
Someone asked me what I do for a living.
Are you sure that's not just going to cause you to explode regardless of the magic water?
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Jarvis, what do you do for a living?
Thanks for a moment. I work for my family, asset acquisition.
True, I suppose.
Looks
Oh,
over.
good to say.
Yeah. Looks over at Jacqueline and winks.
She smiles. For those that have stated truth on multiple occasions, it's almost as if it has a cumulative effect, as if the more truth you tell, the more salient truth you tell, the more the relaxation takes effect.
The spring of salty truth. Got it.
Well, this is all very entertaining.
Feels pretty nice to me.
Most relaxed I've been in a while.
And everyone goes quiet in a standoff, waiting to see who says something next.
Yeah.
Literally just seeing everyone sitting like in around like hot tub situation, just staring down each other.
It's a Mexican standoff.
Naked in a hot tub.
Oh, come on. There must be some questions someone has to ask. Well, blah, blah.
Well, I suppose I'd been meaning to have this conversation at some point, but for those of you in couples, relationships, how do you feel about my involvement potentially in those? Or with yourself and not in the couple itself?
Well, I'm technically unattached, so.
I'm still figuring things out because, one, motions to Jacqueline.
I also did not realize if the question was directed to me or not.
From outside appearances, you two, Avalon and Jess, seem like you are on the verge of becoming a thing if you're not already. Sure, it's not a relationship that's known to the public at large, but between the two of you, really don't think of yourselves as being in any kind of relationship of a quasi-romantic nature?
Why are you looking at me like that?
I was just waiting for you to answer.
Well, if you have an opinion, speak.
Was Avalon just waiting for her to answer?
Yes.
Okay.
After you.
No, after you.
Well, I don't think that we're in any sort of relationship currently. Jessamine, what are your thoughts on the matter?
I
Just
find our
imagine-
situation confusing at best.
Is that how Jessamine feels?
Confused.
Miranda and Jacqueline are just like tennis match, like back and forth.
But would you say there's any sort of interest?
Potentially.
Good to know.
You should also answer that.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I should wait for somebody to ask me a question first.
You potentially see yourself wanting a relationship with Jessamine.
This is like the strangest wedding I've ever been to.
Don't you think that's moving a little fast?
I would be interested in such, yes.
So then I guess getting back to my original question, how do you feel about me being in that mix and complicating things, for lack of a better word?
I haven't quite decided how I feel on the matter. It's still a bit strange, given our prior history. I'll echo Jessamine's sentence. Confused. Not disinterested. Confused.
Oh, I'm not confused about that part.
Oh, no, I merely meant...
Not confused on that part, as in you do want to be in a relationship with Bernie, or
Potentially. I have no issue with the arrangement.
Good to know.
Bernie, why are you so goddamn set on being in a relationship with multiple people at the same time?
It's not
You
explicitly...
scared away RJ. No, kidding.
It's not explicitly that I want a relationship with multiple people. It's that I want a relationship with all these people. And I don't see a strong enough reason for why that shouldn't be possible to have relationships with all of them simultaneously.
Why us?
That's going to take a lot of time if we want to go through all the reasons why I'm interested in all of you.
Bernie, we are naked in a hot spring. I'm pretty sure we all have plenty of time to hear this story. I need different music for this too. I'm sorry. Continue. I'll figure it out.
Well, suppose I'll start with Avalon because I've known them the longest, and that is certainly part of it. All the times I've come to visit and being your friend and companion growing up, and once we both reached maturity, there was the affection took on another flavor. And
if it comes down to the arrangement involving having to dispose of my mother first, is that something you'd be willing to participate in?
I don't see why not.
Good to know.
Worst case, absolute worst case, you all need people dead. We make that happen, and then we just abscond to America.
Is that truly how Bernard feels?
Yes, though he will follow it up. That would obviously burn a lot of bridges and perhaps cause some potential international issues, but it is, like I said, worst case scenario.
You kill for these people.
I believe I would.
That's probably the sweetest thing you've ever said to me, Bernie.
Well, just wait until I earnestly start trying to court you.
Miranda just leans back thoughtfully and has a drink.
For Jessamine here. I find it very endearing the way you more or less told me to eat shit when we were at the Fae party. Or the way we've had that conversation already about how I was in the wrong, but despite the differences in our social standing, the way you disregarded that in standing up for yourself. And I found that, as I said, very endearing and attractive. You're also clearly a driven, intelligent woman. All desirable qualities.
Bernie, at this proclaimment, like a wash of relaxation comes over you.
And Jarvis. I'd be lying if I'd said that, a small part of it wasn't at least, just giving a big old fuck you to everyone from, the Hawks, you shouldn't get involved with them. But aside from that, and a lot of the same things, your cleverness in positioning yourself within the college to accomplish what you need to, but also your realizations of your loyalties in double-crossing your brother, possibly upsetting the Fae, and again, not exactly fulfilling what they wanted you to do. This is, they're all good, and obviously you all have rocking bodies, but that's, that goes without saying. I was trying to stick to the less superficial qualities, but it doesn't hurt for you all to hear that.
Rockin' bodies, is that an you're saying they're unstable?
It's a good thing.
Or, right. Since we are on the subject, one more question for Bernie before we move on to someone else. Would you like to explain more of the childbearing part of this arrangement that you were describing the last time that we didn't get much more description on? Because I'm still a little unclear on that and what your expectations are on that matter.
I wouldn't like to expand on that at this time, but I can, just for your satisfaction.
All I would like to know is that that is not the priority in this arrangement.
No, it absolutely is not the priority.
Right.
So you're willing for the Sinclair line to die off for the right person?
Yes. Though I would also very much enjoy having children with one or more partners.
My next question for Jessamine, since I think Bernie's had enough of the hot water, as it would be, If you were forced to choose between the King of America and the Duke, which would you prefer?
The King of
Bernie
America.
just takes a long drink.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No offense to the Duke, but
It's the French cowboy prince of America.
Oh, yes, right. I'm surprised I did not combust simply from misspeaking.
Yes, I kind of want to spend a token on that just for like that joke. Like it's not super bad, but just like you feel a little bit like, ooh. Kind of like the way that Bernie felt when he was, reframing the question. Just like saying, French cowboy prince.
I guess that comes down to whether that was a joke, knowing that that was not true, or if Jarvis really thinks of it that way.
I'll take the token. I'll feel
Jarvis,
uncomfortable
you feel just like a little chill almost. It felt weird. It wasn't a lie per se, but it did feel slightly uncomfortable.
All right, I guess I'll stop making fun of you for that one.
At least while we're in the water.
Yeah.
I'm out of questions. For now.
is that really all you could think of?
For now. This is my 4th drink that Jimothy brought me, so.
You do know her name's not Jimothy, right?
Yes, I know her name's not Jimothy. I'm on vacation. I'm owed a little bit of fun. Playing up the pampered regent is entertaining. I also know what a sandwich is.
Do they know what a sandwich is?
Yes.
Okay. Wash of relaxation.
Didn't realize I could feel that good just from admitting that I know what a sandwich was.
Sometimes I am genuinely concerned about you.
You probably should be. Strange what growing up in a house with a tyrant of a mother can do to you.
Is that why you despise her?
Which part? Being a tyrant? In part. It's a bit more complicated than that. That was probably at first why I started to dislike her as a child, and then started to act out and understand more of where her tyrannical nature was rooted. But I think I despise her more as a symbol for everything that's wrong with Bexley and this country as a whole. That felt very good.
It did. It felt really good. Again, sort of this compounding feeling of relief and relaxation.
Oh, screw it. Avalon just gets down the water and takes off their robe.
Woo! And Bernie will drink that.
Miranda rolls her eyes and continues to drink.
Jacqueline, did you really not try to kill my mother?
No. Absolutely not.
Just curious. Did anyone in this pool have any thoughts or attempts to kill my mother?
Thoughts?
Yeah, thoughts is gonna be a, passing thoughts or serious thoughts.
I've never met the woman.
Same, I've never met her. She sounds terrible, but no, never met the woman.
Thinking about it now, though.
I wouldn't say I'm slightly disappointed for that. I was very hoping that somebody here would have had something to do with it.
I've been imprisoned for many years for something I did not do. Brought on. Honestly, I didn't know by what. I thought for a long time it might have been a group of individuals that were just trying to destroy my family, destroy our name. I did think for a short while, at the very least, might have been members of your family. And in that, I had many a night, considering what I might do if I found out who it was. Murder did cross my mind, but I honestly don't think I could kill someone.
I could.
I think
Have
I
you?
could.
Who is that question directed to?
Jarvis.
He gives Avalon a sad smile, but doesn't answer the question.
As with the point I'm making before, well, not answering tends to provide answer enough.
I have to preface it with, I didn't enjoy it, if that makes a difference to anyone.
I suppose it would depend on who the person was.
He leans back. I was 17. The family had commissioned me to steal some artifact out of some antiquity store. The owner was awake when I got in. He tried to fight me. Pulled out a sword, of all things. I pushed him away and he slipped. Technically, it was deemed an accident, but I still blame myself for it. It was sloppy.
Wave of relief in that, Jarvis.
I'm pretty sure I killed a person that was trying to rob the carriage you were in, Jackie.
Thank you. I feel like I should feel something to that, but I'm just grateful.
I'm going to take a drink before I start rabbit holing down some more red threads. Who's with me?
Cheers.
Drinks all around.
And Jarvis, what are your intentions with the college now?
Find out what they're really after. If they were the ones who perpetrated anything to do with the Blackwoods, I will make it a life's mission to take them down.
And their stance against the Arcanum?
What do you mean?
Do you find yourself aligned in their philosophies?
Every day, more and more less so. It's not like the Arcanum is actively hurting anyone. They're just trying to provide magic to the people. But the college wants to police that.
Well, that's good to hear. Come, Jessamine, do you have any questions for any of us?
Did you believe me when I first told you who I was, Avalon?
No. No, I suspected that you were fabricating some sort of story to cover up your collusion with my mother.
To think you thought so little of me.
I've just learned not to underestimate her. You were very good. Too good, even.
Thank you.
It is a compliment on what's meant to be. I just suspected that there was something insidious hiding underneath. But I suppose there was, just not towards me specifically. Or my sister.
You consider my calls insidious?
Well, I suppose from my mother's perspective, potentially. Not necessarily from mine.
That's all.
Well, how long are we going to sit here and marinate for?
And I've got a few more questions I can think of to ask.
By all means.
Jacqueline, how much of you, snubbing your nose at me is because you feel potentially threatened by my presence and taking Jarvis away, and how much is a desire to make up for lost time?
What is it? Don't know if I understand the question.
I guess I'm assuming that your affections for Jarvis are genuine, but
Of course they are.
you're right, that was not the best way I could have phrased that, but based on my understanding of what your relationship was before prison, you were not this close before, perhaps. But since, as far as you have barely been separated from his side, as long as I've known you, and I'm wondering how much of that is that you. Well, now as I'm saying it, it's it makes sense, but
Do you actually dislike Bernie? Or are you just pretending to?
I do not dislike you, Mr. Sinclair. In fact, in a different scenario, I'm sure we would have been friends. You must see this from my perspective. I've been incarcerated for several years, plucked out of that very quickly and abruptly to an extremely bizarre situation. And then on top of that, my sister is here, a member of the family, which I presume is the reason that I was incarcerated in the first place. Then my former beloved is also here, and then you tell me you wish to call to all of them at the same time. I frankly don't know what to feel in this situation. So no, I don't dislike you, Bernie. I just would have hoped for a different set of circumstances in which to be released from my capture and then thrust back into my former life. She just sort of sits back and takes a drink.
I am very sorry for what happened to you, and I think it was maybe, suggested in passing, but if you would like to, once the rest of us return to Bexley, you are welcome to stay at the house here if you do not wish to return to Bexley and take some more time.
Absolutely not. I'm not
Alright.
leaving my sister. I'm not leaving Jarvis.
All right. It was merely a suggestion, an offer.
She looks almost like desperately toward Jessamine and then toward Jarvis, like, don't leave me.
You're coming with us. I think that's enough questions for Jacqueline.
Looks gratefully to Jessamine, continues to drink. Miranda abruptly stands, gets out of the water, and throws on a robe. I'm suddenly getting the feeling I really shouldn't be here. I think I'll enjoy the rest of the day in the public springs. Excuse me. And she'll leave the area.
I was just about to start asking her questions, but it would have been rather selfish in nature and not of interest to the rest of you, so that's why I was holding off. But I guess I should talk to her later.
Well, I can see how the subject of the conversation might have turned her off of this.
Are you certain she's not in love with you, Bernie?
Hey, well, to now, I had been in love is such a particular way of phrasing it. You know, there's certainly affection between us, and I would have happily married her.
But you ran away to a foreign country, concocted a plan to court several people at one time, and you didn't. Why?
As I've stated, it was the all the contingent responsibilities that would have come with marrying her, and
Which had nothing to do with her, and everything to do with the situation.
yes. And so
She smiles. I think it best you have a conversation with her.
and I will. No, I'll probably ask her to join me in the hot springs this evening. But even if not, you know, we'll find some time to talk to her. But for now, we're still here. Well, I guess. Do you all think I should go after her right now? Or we keep asking each other questions and I find time for her later?
Honestly, go after her now.
Don't do that.
No?
No, the chasing after the upset woman trope is incredibly overrated and incredibly stupid. She's
Ah.
upset and she doesn't want to talk to you.
Been reading too many romance novels then.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Don't do
notes
that.
for taking that out of the bodice ripper I'm currently writing.
I mean, it's tropey, yes, but people still enjoy it.
She is one of the strongest willed women I've ever met. If she wanted to be here talking to you, she'd be here. I would wait.
Leans over to Jarvis. Is the bet back on?
I don't actually feel comfortable taking this bet right now. Emotionally speaking, this is actually kind of, well, what's the word? Scummy? Yeah. Am I showing remorse because I'm forced to tell the truth?
When have you ever shied away from being scummy?
In matters dealing with your sister.
Fair enough.
Just imagine
Back
that
on
Dr. Horrible.
red.
Is this what pain is? But is this what remorse is?
Is this what remorse is?
Oh no.
Well, I'm going to cook if I stay in here any longer.
So I'm pruning quite a bit.
We do still have another day if people want to return to the hot springs tomorrow, but anyone have any burning questions they want an answer to now?
Is this everything you expected?
No, but that's okay. I guess I do have one, hopefully quick question. Jack, how weird is it that I am expressing so much interest in your sister? And also in your beloved at the same time?
It's not weird at all. They're both very desirable people. Does RJ make that motion or does Jarvis make that motion?
From behind Jacqueline, Jarvis makes that motion pointing to himself.
Does he honestly think that way about himself?
Jarvis is out of the water.
I believe we
Well,
have
this is getting a bit too existentially troublesome for me.
Yes, and I believe we have an appointment for Manny Petties.
Oh, that's
Right.
yes, right.
Oh,
Yes, we don't want to
right.
miss that. Jumps out.
I'll just restate, I am more than happy to dip in the hot springs again with any and all of you, but yes, for now we should probably get to the mani-pedis.
Just for the record, I do think we are all capable of having honest conversations with each other outside of this context.
That is true.
Is a good point, but also how good it feels to tell the truth here. Wouldn't that just be a nice bonus of having the those sorts of conversations? Or is that speaking too much? Like, nah, we probably should get in the habit of having those conversations without magical reinforcement.
I don't want to get into too much of the habit of telling the truth anyway.
Welcome to my life.
And mine recently.
Avalon stands, puts their robe back on.
A quick aside with Avalon, away from the group. I'm assuming what you said before about courting Jessamine, well, you can't lie about that, correct?
No.
I found that a good way to tell the difference between Jessamine and Jacqueline is Jessamine has dimples when she smiles. Very hard to do, but it's a little worth it.
I've also found that she's the one that increasingly looks at me with disdain.
I could do that too, if you wish, my lad. Let me...
It's
Walks
not the
by.
same,
I
don't
look
think.
nothing like that.
Sorry, I just can't get the miasma up. It's more of a mist currently.
Keep working.
You have
on
to
it.
really feel it. The disdain.
I'll work on it.
Avalon smiles and goes and gets dressed.
Jacqueline joins, gets a robe on. So, Bernard, I did have you first, and then if they had multiple people available, you know, we could all go at the same time. So, but
That's who's talking right now?
that's Jacqueline.
Just Jacqueline. Okay.
Yeah, Jacqueline just says she booked your appointment first.
You're not
Thank
allowed
you.
to call her Jimothy.
I will
Aw.
not answer to Jimothy.
Fine. Thank you, Jackie.
That does not come out right from you either, honestly.
It's not natural.
No.
I'll work on it.
All right.
Having friends doesn't come naturally to them.
You saying I'm unnatural?
It's funny because it's true.
Extraordinarily.
Oh, wait, that's what you're talking
I
about.
suppose that's fair.
That... Okay.
The
I get
disdain.
it.
Yes.
The
yes.
disdain.
The rest of you robe up, get dressed. Where are we headed?
Nanny patties. And probably
Nana
home.
Pattis.
Right?
Yeah, I assume have we spent like a full day here at this point?
Oh no.
No.
Couple spa treatments. I'd say you guys are in early afternoon at this point.
Oh, jeez. reaches that like late afternoon point or the mid afternoon point of like going to the beach, you're just like, I'm exhausted.
I need a nap.
We've done
Yeah,
so
it's like
much.
I either need caffeine or a nap for all the day drinking. Yeah.
How is the sun still up?
Well, you see, Avalon, the Earth has not rotated enough yet.
Oh, Bernie. Did not miss that.
You all head out of your private area. You have rented it for the day, so if you all want to return there at any point, you have access. Some of you head off toward Mini Petties, yes? Excellent. In your exit to head toward that particular spa treatment, you would spot Miranda has headed out toward the public bathing, and is seated next to a familiar face. And I will, who do I give this to? I guess I'm going to give it to RJ because it is his character. I'm going to have her seated next to our good friend Lord Von Karma. Are you amenable to this, RJ?
I'm amenable to this. Does Von
Take
Karma
that
get it, or
token.
does
Von Karma would get that token. Yeah.
Nope. Facilitator. Cool. Isn't that Lord Von Karma over there, sitting next to Miss Graves?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no?
Von Karma knows my mother. My mother doesn't know I'm here. My mother doesn't know I'm here in the proximity of Miss Blackwood. Miss Blackwood, who's supposed to be courting with Von Karma's lord.
Who they know as Miss Booker.
They know as Miss Booker.
So you two should probably go. It points to like an alternate route.
I'm going to spend a token as Jarvis. He's going to swipe some mud masks off the front desk.
Is this living mud or regular mud? Because there's two different kinds.
Hey,
Regular
watch
mud.
it, buddy.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm
No!
on break.
No, the living mud does not talk like no. The living mud is a goddamn professional, okay? It does not speak like that.
Hey, your pores are very small.
Why is the living mud talking like Rocky? Stop it.
Just regular mud. And he's going to, like, put some bills on the table, doesn't even get the change, uncork it, and then, like, best disguise I could come up with.
To smear mud on our faces and walk past them.
It's a spa. Everyone has mud on their face.
See, this mud you'll
for
see.
your pores.
This outfit is tailor-made for me.
Oh.
There's no way somebody wouldn't recognize it.
You could at the very least just put it upon your T-zone, just your nose and here under your eyes, perhaps on
Why
your
don't we
forehead.
just take the long way round?
We'll
So
just
Bernie
step
will
off.
also go up and just like, intentionally carelessly undo the cravat that Avalon is wearing. See, now no one will know it's you because Avalon Cross would never be caught dead with an undone cravat.
Avalon
Tie the
starts-
cravat around Avalon's hair. Put it up.
Like Rambo. Jesus.
I feel violated.
Well, I would assume that I might need to wear a mask, considering that my sister and I have almost identical faces. So, all right, thank you. She'll go ahead and put on the mud mask.
I still think our best bet is to tuck off.
Excellent. So Jessamine and Avalon attempt to go the long way around toward the many petties. Jacqueline doesn't care. She just throws on the mud mask and just goes about her way. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm assuming we continue on our way to Manny Petty's, but Jarvis and Jack would notice that Bernie keeps, like, he's lagging behind a little bit and keeps looking out towards Miranda, and, you know, you can tell he's almost contemplating just going into the water, fully clothed as he is.
Bernie, what did Jess say?
I mean, has this been enough time? But no, it's... We'll see her later. It'll be fine. Okay.
Thank you. Out of everyone here, Jess has the most sense. So let's listen to her in these sort of predicaments.
You're right.
Head the long way around for most of you. Unless someone wants to spend a token, I will say that you do this successfully. And Lord Valcomra does not appear to notice.
Oh, I would like Lord Von Karma to notice somebody.
I mean, again,
like, it's not interesting if Lord Von Karma does not
game.
notice somebody.
Bernie sees Von Karma put a hand on Miss Graves' shoulder in like a sort of there sort of way.
Val, you're spending the token. Who does Von Karma notice?
Who's the worst to see? Well, I don't know if that'd be either Avalon or Jessamine. I mean, did Jessamine give an excuse for where she was going for the weekend?
She had a sick relative that she had to go see.
Okay. Then
That's
I think Jessamine is the winner then. Or maybe sees Jacqueline and thinks it's Jessamine.
With black hair and covered in a mud mask.
Okay, maybe just Jessamine then.
Savvy, are we okay with this?
Give it to me.
Take the token. Take the token.
There's the sound of night vision goggles turning on as Von Karma's head snaps.
What would Von Karma do in that situation? Would they say something? Would they come greet her? Would they just clock her and move along with their day? What do you think?
Notes it down for further investigation.
All right. So the rest of us might not realize it, but the audience does see Von Karma clock a familiar red-headed personage and continue with their conversation with another lovely red-headed woman as the rest of you head off toward your mani-pedis.
Can I say we like as we scattered that we kind of split up so Avalon gets a moment with Jessamine?
Absolutely.
So how did you feel about the hot spring experiment?
I mean, up and down, I suppose. High points and low points.
Did sort of taper off there at the end.
As these things usually do.
Yes. You know, I was considering, well, we are going to be here another day. We could reschedule appointments for tomorrow if you would like to accompany me back to the estate.
For what purpose, my lord?
Well, if we both have interest in seeing how things develop, I think we should attempt to develop things further, possibly.
All right.
Offers
I'm
a
sure
hand.
Jacqueline won't mind.
Offers a hand to escort her. Says, "Oh, I'm sure they won't even miss us."
Avalon and Jessamine covertly head back toward the holiday house. What? I'm so sorry, my dear, because it's my turn for the mani pedi, I suppose.
We could schedule it for tomorrow, head back to the house, and catch up on lost time.
And what am I supposed to do while you two are catching up?
Mani pedis.
I believe an appointment is available. Gestures
Like
to...
There are 5 appointment slots available. For us to get the whole
The poor, I was gonna say, the attendant, the person, well, at least one of them waiting to give them any petties, appears to be a 7.5-foot tall, hair-covered individual. You may note this to be a Sasquatch, as they sit and. All right, so who's taking the appointment then?
Suppose I am.
All right, get your feet in. Crouch down over your nails as Jarvis and Jacqueline, still covered in mud, also to the holiday house.
Which I'll spend a token too, because I do want to see it happen if Bernie goes to see Miranda and get all that awkwardness after the mani-pedi, because that's what I want to see more than anything.
So you're spending a token to have Miranda show up for a mani-pedi
I
at
would
the same
love
time?
that. Yes.
Amazing. Sure, Miranda will take that token.
Because she also has to book like 3 slots, because she's got a lot of extra.
A lot of petty going on. Yes.
Yeah.
Ain't the only one having petty going on.
Heyo. She shall take this token. So as you have your feet in and are getting buffed there, Bernie, you hear the light trotting of familiar hooves as Miranda enters. Sans, her new vampire friend. Oh, shit.
Hello.
If you prefer to have...
No, please join. We should talk, but not right now.
All right. She'll... How does she do this? They set it up so that she may sort of like lay down and have like 2 sets of hooves in 2 different basins. Have her hands out as well. She has 2 separate attendants working. We'll say one is a humanoid of some kind, but has what appears to be several tentacle-like appendages. I had to get it in there. It's on there. It's required. I got it in. And of course, they say, "May I, miss?" Oh yes, of course. Go ahead.
Consenticles.
Consenticles, check. As another Sasquatch works on the first set of hooves.
And as Miranda settles in, I will say, well, I do believe everyone else has decided to retire to the house for now, so we should give them plenty of time.
I see. Not exactly the weekend you were thinking of, Bernie, huh?
I'll admit, I do have concerns, despite what people said while we were in the water, that I feel like an intruder for all the things people have going on with each other.
I don't think you're an intruder, I think. I think you tried real hard.
And you assume that the way that you phrase that makes me believe that you assume that I have failed in some regard.
No? You put together a weekend for a bunch of folks to get to know each other better. Seems like they're doing that.
Yes, which is, it's good. I will admit, I wish I were a bit more, involved in the, getting to know each other, but, well, that may be moving a bit fast given the histories everyone has with each other.
I guess I don't understand you sometimes, Bernard Sinclair. I really don't.
You and me both. But I would very much like if you would agree to talk with me this evening. We can go for a walk. We can go back to the hot springs, or we can, just stay in the house and drink more than we should. But
What do you want to know, Bernie? You could just ask.
yes, but I'm trying to take Jess's advice and giving you some time.
Why did you really leave?
It had nothing to do with you. It was entirely the situation thrust upon us.
And you didn't think you could talk to me about the situation and we could have figured it out?
That will perhaps be my biggest regret in my life, that I did not think to do that. Or rather, that I was in too much of a panicked state to think that that was even an option.
Bernie, you're my best friend. I knew you were scared and upset. It felt like you were running away from me.
And I will never stop apologizing for that and the pain that that caused you.
It was embarrassing. It was scary. Without you around, everyone blamed me. That the Golden Prince left all of his duties. And why would he do that? Because he didn't want to deal with the prospect of marrying me. But most of all, it was because You hurt me.
And Miranda Graves, I will swear to you by whatever means you wish of me that I will spend every moment of my time trying to make it up to you for the pain I have caused you.
It's a little late for that.
Then it sounds like I'll be busy for the rest of my life. But also, if you wish, as you said, you have found someone else, I want you to be happy. And if that's with someone who isn't me, then so be it. You know, I wholeheartedly give you my blessing.
I lied. I lied.
Ah, well.
That's what I told our families to get the heat off of you.
Then it seems I am even more in your debt than I can imagine.
I did it to get the heat off of you. I hope that if it wasn't about the pressure, if it wasn't about having to do what everyone expected of you, maybe you just want to do it. Get married. That's kind of why I came. But seems like I was a little late for that. Look, she dusts off her hands halfway through, gets her hooves out of everything. Look, I didn't. A little late coming into everything.
Miranda, you are not too late. If it may, I'm trying to figure out how to express this without coming across as callous or insensitive to
She'll put a
feeling.
hand over his mouth. Just stop talking. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna head back. And I'll look into getting my my travels figured out the next day or so. I really didn't mean to interrupt your activities here. I don't want to be second best, Bernie.
If that is what you wish, but please know that you could never be second best in my heart. And whatever you may think, however it may appear, I am extraordinarily glad that you showed up this weekend.
we're not in the water anymore, so I don't know if I believe that or not.
Well, we have our spot reserved for the day. I am more than willing to dive back in and rehash all of this.
Maybe show me outside of the magical springs.
Well, to do that, I suppose you'll have to delay any return plans for at least a day or two.
Enjoy your mani-pedi, Your Highness. And she'll stand and head out.
Bernie sighs, leans back, then thinks and digs out a few bills and just doles them out to everyone in the room. You didn't hear any of that conversation?
Your Grace, you don't have to do that. We're fairly used to that sort of thing. It's why we're so good at our jobs. Buff, 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 buff. The humanoid with the tentacles comes over to work on your feet and does say, unsolicited advice, my lord. If you don't make amends to that young lady, I may have to go out there and do it for you. Met with all respect, of course.
Well, as I most sincerely do not wish to mess that up, I am willing to entertain any and all advice in that regard.
Well, that's what these springs are best for. Be honest with oneself. That's what the springs are. It's the motto. It's right up there. You see like a coat of arms with like the truth of consequences, something in Latin underneath. You assume that's what it means.
Can I spend a Monolon token?
Hell yes.
On Bernie, obviously.
Okay. Well, I suppose it's fair to say, quite literally, that I have royally fucked things up. Yes, I do still wish to be with Avalon and Jessamine and Jarvis and Miranda. But for each of them, for, their own very valid reasons, have varying degrees of hesitancy. And I want to assure them all, but I also need to make sure that they are comfortable and honest, and I went into this weekend thinking that it would just be a oh, this is gonna be fine and dandy, and maybe not easy, but it'll be relatively smooth. And I barely considered to think that most people are not used to this kind of thing, and it will take some adjustments at best. And I want to make it work for and with everyone, but right now, and if nothing else, I need to make sure that Miranda and I are okay. And if that means that no one is willing to be with me, and that's a extremely unlikely scenario, but if that's what it takes, then I will happily pay that price to make things okay with Miranda.
It took all my self-control not to take the copyright strike and play The Man Who Sold the World in the background of that monologue. Had my finger on the trigger.
Excellent monologue. Excellent monologue token. I love it. Anything else?
I want to do a quick scene with Jessamine after.
Of course. Go ahead.
I'm just like laying down. So, we should probably talk about this.
About what?
This development.
Oh. All right.
Well, I figure the first time, being just sort of spontaneous, and now with conversations and happening again, I just don't want to make more of this than you're planning to.
What do you mean?
Well, if this is merely sort of a fun distraction for you, and that's fine. I'm quite enjoying it. But I don't know, maybe the spring water is seeped into my skin. But I don't know, maybe I'm hoping for more sometime, eventually in the future, possibly.
Are those shades of insecurity I see on your face?
No, never. Layrd never shows insecurity. That would be a breach of propriety. Yes. Well, I mean, you're very challenging, and I can't quite. Well, I find it hard to ascertain from one moment to another whether you loathe me or have affection for me.
It's easier that way.
Possibly. Well, makes things a fair more complicated on my end. I'm already, obviously, we've discussed some of the ramifications of this when it comes to my position, but I would be interested in this despite all that. And no, this isn't some attempt to merely undermine my mother further.
Well, if I accomplish what I set out to and my house is restored, it would make everything quite a bit easier.
Yes. It would.
If I was interested in such a thing.
If you were interested, yes. Hypothetically, are you interested?
That's not how hypotheticals work.
Are you interested?
I think so. Yes.
And I am too. As long
How
as you
very
don't start
strange.
looking me with scorn, I find that to be your most attractive feature.
Well, lucky for you, I think I'll always feel a tiny bit of scorn towards you. It's my nature.
Then I think we could possibly make this work.
Okay.
We are gonna have to discuss the matter of the Duke eventually.
He'll be fine.
Yes. Well, he'll
He's a
have to be.
duke.
Yes. I'm
Plenty
sure
of
he
people
has.
clamoring to marry him.
Yes, of course.
Doesn't need a tutor.
Wouldn't everyone be so lucky?
Do I like this side of you?
I don't suppose you want me to answer that for you.
No.
Lean in and kiss her.
You're going soft on me.
Perhaps I am.
And scene. We're winding down, but any other scenes this evening? All right. I shall leave us with this. Everyone, for the most part, I would think settles back to the house eventually. And even our good friend, the Lord von Karma, heads back from his stint within the hot spring. Von Karma, you meander your way back to where you are staying, and you head back into the rather illustrious holiday house to greet your companion.
Puts the parasol away. You should have really joined me in the hot spring. It was very good.
Oh, no, I didn't think it was entirely necessary. It's, well, maybe tomorrow. I hear they have many pedis. Is that what I'm told?
Yes, I believe you have to book a reservation for us. Would you like me to do so, my lord?
Oh, yes, that would be lovely. Would you like one as well?
Looks at the sharpened nails. I fear no buffer block could ever help these.
Of course. Well, if you would like to join me, it'd be lovely.
It would sound like a good time.
Anything interesting? Any fun individuals we should take a visit to?
There was this young lady who was a bit distressed, but I believe she will manage.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
I might pop in and give her a visit.
All right. You're welcome to invite her to the estate. I'm sure we could cheer her up.
I'm going to spend a token for Valconra to make the connection between Lady Graves and the party.
Who would this most affect? I guess Jessamine. Jessamine, you cool with that token?
Tossing all the tokens.
Sure. Yeah.
Wait, what? I believe she mentioned she was with a group of individuals. Shall I invite them to the manor as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That'd be lovely. Good to have visitors.
Shall we say tea tomorrow then?
Oh, yes, that would be lovely. Well, oh, travel. I am off to bed. Good night, Falcama.
Good night, my lord.
And Duke Jimothy, as I'm sure we've all guessed, shall head off to bed in the hopes of a lovely visitation from a group of mysterious strangers that may be invited to his abode tomorrow. And on that note, I think we'll go ahead and end for the evening. Yay! I zigged when you thought I would zag, didn't I? Yeah. It's always fun. Oh, thank you for the raid. We're like just finishing up a very, very emotional evening, y'all.
We've got 50 more minutes.
No, some of us have to get to bed. Well, thank you very much for the raid, y'all. We appreciate it so much. Yeah, timing next time. It's all good though. We love y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We will go around and reiterate who we are, where the heck we can find you on the internet, and please give us some wishes and stars. Let's go ahead and start with Val.
Hello, everyone. I'm Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. Since we have all the people rating and stuff, I'll plug some of our other shows you can come join us for tomorrow. If you like the Cypher system or cyberpunk games, you can join us at 9 o'clock for our continuation of Neon Souls. And then we've got 2 new games starting if you're looking for something to get in on the ground floor of. Not this Saturday, but the next 2 Saturdays after that, we will be having premieres of other shows that I run. Namely, in a week from this Saturday, we will have the first session of Saturday Night's Star Power Season 2. We're going to be playing Fate. Even though it's our season 2, a lot of things are changing. We've had time travel and resetting, so it would also be a good time to get in and play and hang out with us there. It's kind of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures inspired fun. And then the week after that, we have Saturday Night's Mistborn. We're playing the Mistborn RPG based on the Brandon Sanderson novels. Both of those are at 5 o'clock Eastern time, so come hang out. And stars and wishes.
There was so much.
I know there was a lot going on. I think my star is, I mean, it's less of a specific moment, but just kind of this beginning of this like twist to the Bernie like romance arc of like Miranda, and getting to see this like this other figure coming in the mix to kind of shake up the planned polycule. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. And my wish,
Collaboration up. I have so many things to cross off from the collaboration this evening. Bigfoots, Consenticles.
I think my wish is mostly to see it now that like this slow burn like enemies to lovers thing has kind of gotten there with Jessamine and Avalon. I'd really like to see it blow up in their faces in the next few sessions. So yeah,
I think we're well on our way to that as well.
I can't have something nice. I have to destroy it.
Yeah. Val's the reason we can't have nice things. No, I'm kidding. I should
that's
rephrase.
RJ.
Val is the reason that Val cannot have nice things.
Val's the reason I can't have nice things.
I'm the reason why we can't have nice things.
That is very fair.
I'm just trying to make nice things for everyone.
It's true. Bernie's trying so hard.
Your nice
Bernie's
things are like
building a-
tokens.
Bernie's like building a bridge, and or I guess Alex is building a little nice bridge, and RJ and I are setting it on fire as we cross it.
There was a bridge
That's
here
me.
once.
Savvy.
Hi, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internet. You can find my schedule on Twitter. I run a game here on Sundays
Yeah,
at
you
4
do.
p.m. Eastern time. It's called Thursday's Children. We play Vaesen, which is Nordic horror role playing. Some of these folks are in it, and it's very good. You should watch it. I'll say that. I think it's a good show.
It is a good show.
It's really fun. Let's see. Stars, aim, wishes. My star is gonna go to RJ's excellent telling of that time Jarvis accidentally killed a guy. Because that was a great story.
That was really good.
I loved that. Well played. That was really good. I like
I'm
that a
assuming
lot.
that was improv. Was that improv, or was that something you actually had in his
Did you make that up?
backstory?
RJ gives you a sad smile.
RJ.
It was improv,
Freaking-
yes.
No, that
Freaking
was the story of
gremlin.
how RJ actually killed a guy.
He had a fucking sword. What do you want me to do?
He did have a sword. Anyway, I just think that was really well played and well delivered, and I enjoyed that a lot. My wish is for more Bigfoots.
More Bigfoots. Well, we've introduced them, so there can be more Bigfoots.
More important Bigfoots.
Bigfoots. Done. RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I stream sometimes with my friends and tweet about why we can't have nice things. I also retweet whenever I go live on the shows that I'm on here and everywhere else. I'm in a lot. I'm not gonna bore you all with that. Stars and wishes. Alex, dude. I wasn't even in that scene and I felt heavy. Whew. This is what you missed, Raid. Wishes. Shoot. The Monster Mash keeps playing in my head because we have possible werewolf and vampire. So I kind of want to see that.
You want werewolves and vampires?
Werewolves, vampires.
Living together. Mass hysteria. Okay.
Mass hysteria, fighting each other. It's Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
All together. Werewolves and vampires all together. I think we can make that happen too. You got it. Last but not least, Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG, it's some guy on the internet. Just gonna point out, not last, because you'll still have to go after this, but I'm here on this channel.
Of cast.
Yep, cast 2, anyway.
Ish.
I'm here on this channel, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. Tuesdays, we do Tabletop Thursdays, and yeah, it's been a little inconsistent lately, but if we have everyone together, we should be able to do our Masks game, which I run next week. Other than that, the alternating game, we have our Call of Cthulhu game, which is David running LB Hackemup and I through a Groundhog's Day of death. That's been a lot of fun. But both are good games that you can catch up on our YouTube and get caught up on, which I basically just said. Anyway, for me, for tonight, stars is everyone in your RPG games come up with some plot device to make it so that your characters have to tell the truth. Because that is just such a good setup for just having your players have to speak the truth to each other. Obviously it's a lot more interesting when there's, romance flying around between everyone. But even if there is no romance happening between your player characters, just putting them in a situation where they more or less have to tell the truth brings out some very good RP. Oh, and then Wish. I don't want to say just that Bernie doesn't fuck things up, but
oh no.
Let's see. Wish. I think given that things seem to be going towards a Duke Jimothy tea time, that doesn't blow up too much in our faces. A little bit of blowing up, but not too much.
Controlled explosion at tea time.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we can bring that. Yeah, that's fine. And I have been your facilitator this evening. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid, usually talking about all the fantastic games that I play and or run. I run this game on Thursdays. You can see me here Fridays and every other Saturday and on Sundays. And I'm also starting a new game over on Infinite RP. Hey Raiders, what's up? We're gonna be playing Flames of Freedom. I am so excited. We have a session 0 coming up this Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern over at Infinite RP. Very, very stoked. I've been talking about my cosplay all week. It's gonna be great. Definitely check that out. And all the lovely games that I'm in on here as well. My star this evening, I have to give to both Val and Alex for taking a lot of heat this evening. A lot of the heat was centralized at Avalon and Bernie, and I appreciate you all for rolling with that fire. Y'all did very well for yourselves. And just overall, some fucking fantastical RP up in here tonight. Love y'all so much and all of the amazing shit that just comes out of your brilliant minds. Thank you. Thank you. You make, quote, running this game extremely easy. And my wish, which may go against everyone else's wishes, is I still want a fucking happy ending for everyone, whatever that may entail. I will make this so. I will.
And I'll do
happy
my
ending.
best to ruin it.
I know you will. And that's what'll make it fun.
I'm gonna help. I don't know
and
who.
I'll help. With which one, RJ is not gonna tell. But we can probably guess.
Well, who's gonna run out of tokens first? The players or Sid and all her NPCs?
We'll see. But again, thank you so much to my amazing cast. Y'all are just fucking amazing. I don't know what I'd do without you. And thank you if you were hanging out with us live in chat. We appreciate you. I'm sorry we made a lot of you cry tonight, but am I really that sorry? No, I'm not. I think it was cathartic for you and you enjoyed it. So thank you for sticking around for the ride. For any of you that didn't get to catch the stream tonight, definitely check out the VOD and on YouTube when it eventually goes live there, because it was a doozy. And also, of course, check out all of our amazing content online on the YouTubes and on our Twitch channel. I think that's all for this evening. Please come back tomorrow for our Neon Souls game that Val runs. As they said, it's going to be fire as well. But until next time, a good game and good night, Internet.